Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I wanted to show you my experience growing cool flowers for the very first time, and I'm starting to show you the Dara. Now, Dara really blew me away. I loved how beautiful the flowers were. They act as perfect filler flowers, and let's get into it. So I started by pulling out the old marigold plants that I had planted the year prior, and here's what they looked like while they were blooming. I love the way that the pink and orange look together. Now, ideally, you should plant cool flowers about 6 to 8 weeks before your first fall frost. Here, it's already the 27th of January, so I am significantly past that date. In my zone 9, we typically get our first frost by end of November or the beginning of December. So ideally, I really should have planted these in the beginning of October, but time just got away from me. The whole idea behind planting cool flowers is that it allows the plant to establish a strong root system, which results in a stronger plant. Alright you guys, so getting the Dara out was a real struggle. I am a little bit worried that some of the roots got damaged in the process, especially like this. See how it came out, like not looking so good. However, I believe this is the dianthus. These came out looking really nice. I have a lot of hope for these, and I have hope for the Dara, but not as much. Like, this is super interesting. The little seed pod is still on there. And you guys, I am getting attacked by mosquitoes right now. They are everywhere. Alright you guys, so it's been exactly 1 day since I planted these flowers, and as you could see, I sprinkled a ton of coffee ground around them just to maybe prevent snails from eating the plants, and thus far it looks like we've had a lot of success. I don't see any snail damage on any of the plants. Everything still looks happy and healthy. Although, no, I take that back. Look at right here. Looks like maybe somebody took a bite out of this. Or a piece just broke off because it's right there. So I'm really happy with the results thus far. Now, I didn't do the greatest job of keeping track of the plant progress from January to May, but here's what it looks like in May. One thing I do want to mention is that when you're harvesting Dara, you should harvest when the plants are 80 to 100% open and when they're all laying flat at the top. If you harvest too early, they kind of look like an umbrella shape, and those are going to wilt very quickly in the vase. Otherwise, harvesting when they're all flat on the top like that, they should last about 6 to 8 days. If you look at the Rudbeckia compared to the Dara, you'll see that the Dara is actually doing significantly better than the Rudbeckia. I have a lot more stems that I could harvest at this point, so just because the plants didn't look so good upon transplanting doesn't mean they're not going to do well in the garden. So, hope that gives you hope. Sometime in the beginning of July, the Dara really started exploding with a ton of blooms, like week after week, and that is exactly when my niece's birthday is. So I asked my sister if it would be okay for me to make some floral arrangements for her birthday. This was the day of. I spent literally the entire week prior buying flowers. I went everywhere, Costco, Rayleigh's, Safeway, all the grocery stores. I loved at the end the way that the mums looked like a firework because her birthday is right next to 4th of July. I love the texture that the Dara added to the arrangements that would have otherwise been missing. The peony as the focal flower, and the flower that I honestly love the most, that are really underrated in my opinion, are the carnations. Everyone loved the floral arrangements and they were a huge hit. Earlier in the year, when the Dara was still blooming, I did think about maybe cutting off a few stems and trying to sell it to a florist. I've never sold to a florist before, so it seemed really intimidating, and I ended up not doing that. That's why I have so many flowers that I needed to deadhead towards the end. But let me know if you have experience selling to a florist. I'm super curious to hear about it. Now that so much of the Dara has dried out, I figured it was time to go ahead and start saving seeds for next year. So I looked at the plants that I had and I tried to pull off some of the ones that looked a little bit drier. You'll notice here that some of them look pretty green still, so I focused on the ones that are a little bit more brown and harvested those for seed starting for next year. One last thing that I wanted to show you was some of the snapdragons that I planted into a pot where I planted some bulbs lasagna style. This was probably in around December or even January, and this is what they looked like when they matured, got a little bit older. I think this video was taken in around May, so although the flowers didn't come up super early, I still got really good stems, really good harvests of snapdragons. And yeah, that was the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you learned something new, and try and give cool flowers a chance. Now's the time to plant them here going into the fall.